Are you wanting what we don't know with the lines?
Yep. So what x's could I put in for x? All of them. Why?
All real numbers.
Because 2 to the second I could do, 2 to the third, 2 to the 100. Could I do 2 to the negative 3? Yeah, what's it going to be?
So greater than or equal to.
Watch me. 2 to the negative 3 would be what? Nope. 2 to the third would be what? 8. Because 2 times 2 times 2, right? What's 2 to the negative 3? Nope. Nope. What do you do with negative exponents?
Positive.
It would be an 8th. It would always be positive because the negative exponent pushes to the bottom and becomes positive. You with me? Y'all remember that? Come on. Yeah, you do. X to the negative 2. I can put that on the bottom and it becomes a positive. If I had x to the negative 4 on the bottom, I could push it up top and make it positive. So if I had 2 to the negative 3, that pushes down. Are you with me? Okay. So is there any x value that I couldn't have? No. So that would be all reals. What's my range? Look at the graph. Y is greater than 0. Can it equal 0? No, because even if I did 2 to the negative 1,000,004 or 10,004, that would be 1 over 2 to the 10,004. How small is that number? Small. 2 to the 10,004 is huge. But if I do 1 divided by a huge number, I get a really, really small number. Are you with me? So what is my range? It's y is greater than 0 because I'm going to get really, really close to that, just like I would get really, really close to Thomas, but I never touch it. So what's the asymptote? Y equals 0. It's a line, and it's going to be y equals 0 because that line gets really, really close to 0, but never, ever, ever touches it. Are you with me?
Is that always going to be y equals 0?
Nope. How can I make it not y equals 0? How could I change the asymptote? How do I graph y equals 2 to the x? Just like this black one, right? Make the asymptote change. How? How would I make it cross? Okay, no. Let's do that when I have that. What would this do? Nope, come on. What does the negative do on the front? It flips it. Just like with the negative x squared, it would flip it down, remember? So instead of this, what does it flip it across? Which way? Does it flip it down or does it flip it across? No. Flips it down. So this right here would be across the x-axis. You with me? All right, what's the domain of that one? All real numbers. What's the range? Y is less than 0 because 0 is something I'm never going to touch, and then it goes below that. Are you with me?
Yeah.
What's my asymptote? What does it get close to but never touch? 0. Are you with me? Yeah. Okay, guys, come on. This is the moment of truth. What does this do? Nope. Nope. Nope.
I don't know.
You stopped at up, down, right? It moves it left 4. Why is it left 4?
Because positive makes it go down.
Because positive with the x. Look, this is what I begin the lesson with. Remember this? An angel said, I do a -2, and then I keep that 1. Do you remember that? With the x moves the opposite. So this +4 moves what? Here's my y equals 2 to the x. What's that +4 going to do? It moves it left 4. Does that make sense? Shh, boys. What's my domain?
All real numbers.
All real. What's my range?
Greater than
Why is it greater than 0? Why didn't it change because of that 4?
because it's
It moved which way?
left.
It moved left. So it didn't change the asymptote. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Are you with me? So what's my asymptote? Y equals 0. I want you to figure this out. I want my domain to be all reals. I want my range to be y is greater than -4. And I want my horizontal asymptote to be y equals -4. What is the equation that would give me that? Can you give me a sketch? What's a horizontal asymptote going to be? What's that mean? It won't touch -4.
That'll be close to it.
It'll get close to y equals -4. Where is that?
Close to
It-
-3.
It's going to be down, right? So -3, -4. Your asymptote instead of that x-axis would be this. What's the equation? Come on. Come on. I did this 8 weeks ago and I said it's going to be a breeze because you're going to know what happens. This went left 4. Someone just said it. -4 where? Up here?
Yeah.
Right here? No.
It's down.
It'll be down.
Right there
It'll
beside
be 2
two.
to the x -4.
What does this -4 do?
It flips it.
No.
It makes it go to the
No.
right.
It's right 4. I need it to go what?
Down. Down 4.
So I need the whole thing to lose 4 spaces. Are you with me? Are there any questions? All right, let's do another one. Nope, don't write that down. Let's do this one. All right, write that one down. What should you be thinking in your head right now?
It's gonna go.
Right
No.
It's gonna go up.
What should you be thinking first? You should think this first, right? Because 2 to the x is a growth. All right, what's this going to do?
That's going to make it go up.
That makes it go up 1. So the next thought bubble you have is instead of this asymptote, it pushed up 1. What's that negative going to do? Flip it down. Are you with me? Across what?
Negative.
The,
The x-axis.
no, not the x-axis.
Y-axis.
Nope,
-1.
this axis.
Positive one.
Are you with me? Because think about it this way. If I'd have done the flip first, then what would the +1 have done? Pushed it up 1. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Do you see how I'm getting those graphs?
I'm confused. You're saying +1, but I thought 1 made it go to the left.
It makes it go to the left if it's with the x.
Oh, okay.
That's at the end. So what does this look like, guys? It flipped over and then it pushed up 1.
So it's just going down.
It's downward from that one.
What's the domain? All real. What's the range? Nope. Y is what?
Less than one.
Less than shh, 1. I can't hear. There's too much wrestling going on. I can't hear. What's the horizontal asymptote? Y equals 1. Because it's this horizontal line right there. Are you with me? All right, here's your homework.
I thought you said back.
No, I said if I got done early, you could redo homework. Those should take you about 8 minutes, if that.
8 minutes.
You-
5 hours.
You have 6 right now, so
So
go
you
ahead.
just want us to list the domain range and the graph.
Domain, shh, range, horizontal asymptote. I suggest that you graph it. Pick one and I'll do it with you.
1 through 8.
I'll do number 8.
8.
Or 6.
Yeah, do number 6.
Number 6. So the first thing you should think is that exponential y equals 2 to the x looks like this. What does that negative do?
Makes it flip down.
Makes it flip down. So now my new one is going to be here. Does that make sense?
You have to draw both those lines.
No. What does the negative 7 do?
Makes it go right, left, right,
Nope.
left.
Nope.
Makes it go
Makes it go.
Down.
-7, but that's
Oh,
not
yeah,
true.
I can see
It
that.
right. It goes down 7. And what happens is the asymptote of 0 moves to the asymptote of negative 7.
This is number 6.
Yep. So do you see how it would be this?
Can I have your attention for the afternoon announcement?
No.
Students, you were sent an email today from Mr. Woody. It's very important that you look over that email in regards to some rules and regulations and upcoming events. Those rules and regulations will be enforced. If you plan to attend Saturday school, please sign up in the sheet in the office.
What's the
or
domain?
on Friday. Following students have a message in the office.
All real.
Matthew Evans.
What's the range?
Is it y is greater than
What?
greater than
No.
less than?
Less than negative 7. Why is it less than?
Because the negative, so it will keep going down.
It's below it. The graph is below it. See, if you graph it, you can tell whether it's below or above. And then what's the horizontal asymptote?
Y equals -7.
Y is equal to negative.
That's 5 problems. You can do them right now. Do them right now. Do them right now. You don't have an option.
So the two's gonna make it increase, so it's gonna go like that.
I'm going to look at least one. What?
I'm gonna have time to do
So
one.
a positive 2 will go up because it's increasing.
No, not positive 2. The number on the exponent is above 1.
So that's where it's gonna make a positive. But if you have